Hi everyone, I am Chelmi Ratis from 2BP EDC. So for today, I will going to report the law number 6 in futsal, which is the other match officials. Number 1 is the assistant referees. Two assistant referees may be appointed, a third referee and a timekeeper who must perform their duties in accordance with the futsal's law of the game. They are positioned off the pitch level with the halfway line and on the same side as the substitution zones. The timekeeper remains seated at the timekeeper's table, while the third referee's duties may be performed either seated or standing up. The timekeeper and the third referee are equipped with a suitable chronometer and the necessary equipment to keep a record of accumulated fouls, which are supplied by the association or club under whose jurisdiction the match is being played. They are provided with a timekeeper's table in order to perform their duties correctly. Number 2 is the powers and duties. So the third referee. So the third referee assists the referees and the timekeeper, keeps a record of the players taking part the match. Next is monitors the replacement of balls at the request of the referees, checks the substitutes equipment before they enter the pitch, records the goal scorer's number, inform the on-pitch referees regarding any offense, misconduct, or unsporting behavior by any participant in a match, which the referees may decide to take into consideration or not. Next is informs the timekeeper of a request for a timeout when a team official makes one. Next is gives the mandatory timeout signal once the timekeeper has sounded an acoustic signal to inform the referees and the teams that the timeout has been granted. Keeps a record of the timeouts requested. Next is keeps a record of accumulated fouls by each team signaled by the referees in each period of play. Gives the mandatory signal that one team has committed 5 accumulated fouls in one period of play. Next is places a clearly visible line on the timekeeper's table to indicate that the team has committed 5 accumulated fouls in one period of play. Records the names and numbers of any players cautioned or sent off. Next is hands a document to the official of each team before the start of each period of play with which can be request timeouts and collects these documents at the end of each period if no timeouts has been requested. Hands a document to the officials of each team which indicates when a substitute can either enter the pitch to replace a player who has been sent off. Next is, under the referee supervision, checks the re-entry of a player who has left the pitch to correct their equipment. Under the referee's supervision, checks the re-entry of a player who has left the pitch due to an injury or of any kind. Signals to the referees when an obvious error has been made in cautioning or sending off a player or if an act of violent conduct has been committed out of their field of vision. In any case, the referee decide on one act connected with play. The timekeeper. The timekeeper ensures that the duration of the match complies with the provision of Law 7 by Number 1 is starting the chronometer after the first kick-off in each period has been taken correctly. Stopping the chronometer when the ball is out of the play. Restarting the chronometer after play has been correctly resumed following a kick-in, a goal clearance, a corner kick, a kick-off, a free kick, a penalty kick, or a drop ball. Next is stopping the chronometer after a goal has been scored, after a penalty kick or a free kick has been awarded, or after a player has been injured. Next, stopping the chronometer whatever the referee signaled to them to do so, recording the goals, accumulated fouls in a period of play on the public scoreboard if one is available, indicating a team's request for a timeout with a different whistle or acoustic signal from the one used by the referees after being informed of the request by the third referee or one of the on-pitch referees. Next is timing the 1 minute timeout. Number 3 is the international matches. For international matches, the presence of a third referee and a timekeeper is mandatory. Next is for international matches, the chronometer use must incorporate all the necessary function or precise timekeeping and a device to time one or more 2-minute numerical reduction simultaneously and monitor the accumulation of fouls by each team during each period of play. So the last one is the Reserve Assistant Referee or RAR. In tournaments or competition where this figure is appointed, the reserve assistant referee's role in the duties must be in accordance with the provisions stipulated in the futsal laws of the game. The reserve assistant referee is appointed under the competition rules and replaces the third referee if any of the referees are unable to continue officiating the match. And next is the reserve assistant referee assists the referees at all times, including with any administrative duties before, during, and after the match as required by the referees. So that's all for today. Thank you and God bless.